everybody would talk about, Angry Tuesdays and where's Angry MLD. And I was driven in 2019 and 2020 by a lot of anger. I would even say
Yeah.
in the beginning of 2021, I was truly driven by a lot of anger, a lot of what you call dirty fuel. And it's funny, right? I had
That
a
fuel
kid.
kept you alive. It was necessary for a while when you had your trauma, but now
Yeah.
you got clean nuclear fuel.
Let's talk about that, right? Because I had a conversation with one of the guys in my Patreon last night. He's a young man. His name is Emmanuel, and he's the youngest guy in our Patreon. He's 18 years old, and he was saying that he just did another hypnotherapy session with somebody, and he said it really mellowed him out. But then he said, but the thing is, I used to be so driven by my angst and anger and kind of toxicity to an extent, right?
Yeah.
And now he's kind of a little bit more chilled out, more relaxed. What do you say to people who are afraid to lose their toxic fuel versus getting this new, clean, energy-driven, purpose-driven, like love-driven fuel? As woo as that sounds, love-driven fuel, but it's true.
It's really the new fuel, the clean fuel is I believe in myself and I believe I can now go out and get what I want.
Mm.
And then when it's like this. In the past, say someone's a couch potato. Tom Bilyeu, right? Worth $500 million, 400 million, whatever. He was a couch potato. Didn't believe in himself. And then he's like, I'm such a loser. My wife's at work and here I am watching TV all day. Can't even make a sandwich for her. But somehow he actually teaches self-belief like all the time.
He was thinking he's a loser with that net worth?
No, he was a loot before he had net worth.
Oh, okay.
He was a couch potato.
Okay.
And he was so ashamed. He's like, I got to get off my ass. And his wife's dad was a rich guy. And he's like, I got to prove myself. And somehow along the line, I don't know his exact process, but I do know that he had a massive mindset shift. And which is why his impact here at university is mindset, 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 mindset. He changed his mindset, got to believe in himself, got to work. And now, he became, massively wealthy. But the thing is, what are you going to do with your time? If let's say me, if I believe I can't get the really cool stuff in the world and I'm no good and I'm not good enough, well, then it's hopeless. Let's just watch TV all day. Or let's go in this, this job I don't really like, but it pays the bills. And then, you know what? I can play video games when I get home, or I can whack off or get drunk or whatever. And that makes life tolerable, but it's kind of shitty. That's where a lot of people are.
Tolerable, right? It's so
tolerable.
That's so crazy. That's so
and
crazy.
Then some people are still miserable. Yeah.
They drink, they shop, they fucking anything they can cover their eyes for a little bit to not look at themselves and look at their lives and be like, wait, I hate everything, or I'm really unhappy with a lot of things. But they blind themselves. They push their emotions down. They delude themselves,
And some people have anger because they're like, these people screwed me over and I'm going to show them, or just whatever. What was your anger about? How did that drive you?
Well, because I grew up, right. And I grew up in a situation where I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't trust my mom. I couldn't trust my siblings. I couldn't trust my cousins. So I was always like, like a wounded dog in the corner, just like snarling at everybody. And just like, I was so angry that everybody was always against me. Even when people were not against me, I was like, okay, I'll prove everyone wrong. And I'll show everyone that I fucking am better than them. Cause there's two types of people in life. Like there's the dog that you beat and the dog and he snarls and he gets mad at you. There's a dog that you beat and he rolls over and shows his belly.
True.
I'm the kind of dog that goes out fighting. I will bite you to the day I fucking die.
I rolled over when I was younger.
And it's okay. Yeah. We're all different people, but that was what's driven me, this angst. I just always want to be, and even now, to be honest with you, I always want to be the best. I always want to be number one. I always want to dominate. And when I'm not, like there was a time in my life where my sister was making more money than me in the family. It drove me fucking crazy. I was like, I am losing to this like my sister, my baby sister is beating me, and it like drove me to like, you know, be better. And I think it's a good thing, but it's also, it has to be fueled properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, so here's the thing: is anger is empowering. Anger is like, you know, and it makes you want to do something. But here's the problem: is for anger to keep working, you have to stay wounded, and there needs to remain injustice.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah.
What happens if you actually start to kick ass in life and get everything you want? Where's your fuel now?
Yeah.
You overcome. There's no more injustice. What are you gonna do now? What's your motivation? What's your fuel now? Now you're screwed. So you have to hold on to this injustice. Others need to suffer, you know, or pay for what they did, and that's not a good place to be in. But honestly, for you, your anger at that age is what kept you moving forward, man.
Yeah,
you know. But let's say we get rid of all of that, and now it's like, hey, man, I believe I can kick major ass in life, and I believe I can get attractive women. I believe I can make money, get all the good things. You know, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit at home, or are you going to go out and get what you want? The reason people don't go out and get what they want is they don't believe in themselves. They don't be, you know, you got to do something with your time. Is it really that much more unpleasant, you know, to be focused and driven? You know, maybe it's more effort, but it's also pretty invigorating at times. And maybe it is hard, but if you believe in yourself and your value, then deep down we know that what we want is worth it, right? If it's what we really want and we really believe we can get it, people are going to go for it. But it's not what your mom says you should want, or your dad, or anyone else, or society says you want. You need to go after what you want. And if you have that self-belief, and you realize also, because some people are delusional, you realize, okay, I got to do this work to get what I want. But man, you know, you get on that path and you believe in yourself, you're kicking ass, it feels good. You get the right mindset and it feels good. Doesn't mean it's not always work. I have lots of work I don't like to do, you know, but I do it because I want that end benefit. And what else am I mean, watch TV, play computer. I mean, I could do that, right? You know, I got enough savings. I could just move to Mexico, which I'm probably going to do next year anyways. Live for like 12 years in Mexico, playing video games, whacking off all day. I would be bored as hell. I would be so freaking bored. Here's the thing, I used to play a lot of video games when I was traumatized.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used.
What did you play?
Man, I played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Warhammer, just all sorts, you know, Civilization. I played like hundreds of hours of Civilization games, just, you know, all sorts of stuff. But, you know, I played the Call of Duty, although I sucked at multiplayer, if I play single player, just all that stuff. But now I try and play that stuff and it just bores me.
Yeah, I really understand that.
Because when you believe in yourself and when you're kicking ass in life, reality in many ways is better.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I could play, you know, a racing game, or I can get with Brent in my 911 Turbo and he takes it to 160 while I'm screaming at him to stop, which is more fun. Right?
Of course, we'd never do that. And
yeah, of course, you know, that's just...
and it's definitely not on my Instagram.
You know, it's like you can watch porn, or it's like, geez, if I can get the real, you know. But a lot of people are doing this stuff to, you know, like because they don't believe in themselves, or they have inner pain, inner turmoil. You know, anger is tied to turmoil. Anger is tied to injustice and betrayal, and you know, and so ultimately, you know, like people with the victim mindset, they get power from being a victim because now everyone feels sorry for them. You know, this woke culture, a lot of, you know, these far left liberals, they use victimhood for power. The problem is you have to stay a victim. Otherwise, you lose that power of being a victim.
Yeah.
Now, if you're no longer a victim, then no one feels sorry for you. No one has to do what you say out of obligation or guilt or shame. You know, so you have to stay a victim. Well, so even though you get some power from it, ultimately you're pretty screwed in that in that viewpoint. And to, you know, from that standpoint, and to some extent with anger, if you're using anger at fuel, then you're always going to have some big injustice against you. You've been wronged, and you have to have that in you. Well, isn't it better just to not be wronged anymore and just be whole and pure, kicking ass, getting what you want?
Yeah.
You better believe it, man.